Welcome to another episode of Grub Masters. I'm John Deary, and today we're going to talk about pizza on the grill. I've got my Weber kettle here. I'm firing up some coals. We're going to do two different margarita pizzas, two different ways on the kettle, and we're going to see which one works out best. So a little bit of a pizza shootout today. Stay tuned. Let's get started. I'm going to just sprinkle out some cornmeal. Coat that up good the first time. I'm going to grab a chunk of dough. And I'm going to roll it around in a ball in my hands. I'm going to make a nice big dough meatball. Dough ball, if you will. Put that there. I take some cornmeal, put it on top. Just a little bit. And I'm just going to roll it out. What I'm looking for here is about a 12 to 14 inch pizza. This dough's working nice. I'm just going to keep going back and forth all different directions to get that rolled out into a flat disc of dough. This is looking perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer this to my peel, which is going to help me to get this pizza onto the grill easily. There we go. Now I'm going to sauce this up. With the sauce, less is definitely more. If you want your pizza to be crispy, you don't want too much sauce on it. You really want to be able to see that dough through the sauce. Get right up to the edge. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now we're going to take our tomatoes. I'm going to sprinkle those about. And we're going to take our fresh mozz. And we're going to break that up. All about. Okay, that looks great. I take a little shaker cheese. This is Parmesan. I like to put that on, gives the pizza a nice flavor. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of fresh basil. Maybe I'll tack those down a little bit. It is windy today. All right, and there you have it. So this is ready for the grill. We'll be back in a second. Okay, so my coals are ready now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop those in the Weber. I'm going to make a nice C shape with them in the kettle. So we're going to do these pizzas on indirect heat. I'm going to put my grate on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pan from Lodge. It's cast iron and it's made for pizzas. And I'm going to set this in there, and this is going to get rip-roaring hot, sort of like a Dutch oven. And I'm going to let everything come up to temperature and spray this down with a little bit of oil. I'm going to slide the pizza on it, and we're going to see how this one comes out. All right, so let's take a look and see if we're up to temperature here. Oh yeah, I'm close to 500. So I'm going to do, my pan is nice and hot now. I'm going to move it over off those hot coals. I'm going to drizzle a little olive oil. I'm going to wipe this in so I get a nice even coating. And I'm going to drop my pie. Just listen to that. This is looking pretty good already. 5 minutes in. Let's take a peek at that crust. It's getting there. Let's give it a little rotation. We'll give it another few minutes and we'll check in. Okay, so it's been about another 5 minutes after we've peeked in on our pizza. I think it's ready, so I'm going to take it off and I'm going to actually fire the next one and show you how I do that. So let's get in there, pull this pizza, and get the next one started. All right, I got my peel. I like to use this metal peel when I'm working with the grill so it doesn't mess up my nice wood one. I tend to make my pizzas on the wood peel, and I use this one to remove. So let's take another look at this guy, and let's look at that crust, and that is looking delicious. So let me get you a close-up of that again. It's nice and golden brown on the bottom. My cheese is melted. My basil's really wilted, and those tomatoes look good. So I'm going to pull this off now. I'm going to throw it on a pizza pan. And we're just going to take a moment to look at it because it smells great. I wish you could smell this. So I'm going to set this one off to the side for right now. I have some hungry people here waiting to taste it, but they're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer because I want to fire this next pizza. So I'm gonna throw on some gloves because that pan, like I said, is rip-roaring hot. It's probably maintained close to that 500 degree mark. So I'm gonna pull this off, set it aside on the stones. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just take my pizza here that I've pre-rolled. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna slather it with some olive oil to help with the brown. So I'm gonna just put a little drizzle. I'm gonna just use my hand. I'm gonna coat this guy. So I rolled this pizza out exactly the same way as I did the last one. But this one's getting the olive oil all on the bottom. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this pizza and I'm gonna set it right on the grill grates, offset from those coals. So it's kind of indirect heat. I'm gonna have to watch it and probably rotate it, but I'm gonna lid this up and I'm gonna check in about 2 minutes to see how it's coming. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna bake that bottom side, we're gonna flip it over, and then we're gonna dress the top side. And that's how you're gonna get a really crispy pizza right off the grill grate. So you gotta watch it a lot closer. You don't have the insurance policy of that big cast iron pan there, so it can burn. So you gotta keep an eye on it and check in on it a lot more. But this one comes out super, super crispy and super, super good and requires just a little bit less equipment, which is nice too. So let's check in like 2 minutes. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna drizzle this side with a little olive oil. Get that worked in because I'm about to do the flip. All right, so I'm gonna flip it over. Look at that crust, nice and crispy. And now let me get that off the heat. Buy myself a little time. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna dress this side. So I'm gonna lay down my tomato sauce. All right, we'll lid it up and check in a few. All right, so let's look at these. Let's compare them. Pretty good. This one rose a little bit more, and this one's a little bit more rustic looking. So I'm going to slice them up, and then I'm going to have some people come in and take a look. Let me get this one sliced. You can hear how crispy that crust is. It does come out nice. All right, guys, come on in. Let me know what you think. Dig in. So the one on the right is the one that was done on the pan. The one on the left is the one that was done naked right on the coals or the grill with the coals right underneath them. All right, so everybody take a taste. All right, maybe set them down on that pan there. Remember whose is whose. All right, dig in on the other one.
This one is significantly thinner on the bottom here.
Thinner. All right, I'm gonna ask you guys to take just a second to let this soak in. Think about it. And I need to know how many flaming briquettes on a scale of 1 to 5 you're gonna give the first pizza. All right, Mike, go first.
I give that 4.5 flaming briquettes.
Tom?
I think I'll go 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5?
Yeah.
Sean?
I'm gonna have to agree with Tom. 5 out of 5.
Pat?
That is 5 out of 5 flaming briquettes.
Okay, so naked pizza directly on the grate. Mike?
That was the better pizza. I'm gonna give that 5 out of 5 flaming briquettes.
All right, Tom?
I don't know, thin pizza's not really my go-to, but still, I'm definitely 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. All right, Sean?
You know, I like my pizza a little bit crispy, and I felt like the other one was a little bit crispier, so I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5.
All right.
I agree with Sean completely. Even though this one was thinner, and I do enjoy thin pizza, that one was a little bit more crispy. 4 out of 5 flaming briquettes.
All right, guys. Consensus. Pizza on the grill, a good thing or a bad thing?
Good. Very
Good thing. All right.
Fantastic.
Thanks for watching. We are the Masters of Grub. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope we've inspired you to make pizza on the grill for your family and friends. We'll see you next time.